90-year mortgages. I've never heard of this happening, but that's exactly what's happening as of recently due to the consequences of raising interest rates so fast. Let's discuss how this is going to affect the housing market and you. So welcome to another fruitful report where I just talk freestyle about economics, about real estate, about business, no edits, no music, just straight fucking facts. Let's get into it. Okay, so a lot of homeowners are in a variable rate mortgage, and especially those that bought after 2020 are very much feeling the pinch right now. Money is tight and it's getting hard to pay those mortgage payments. So there's all this fear in the media of Canadians going bankrupt and all the houses are going to start crashing. Everybody's going to start selling their house at massive discounts, or worse yet, going bankrupt. But here's the thing. Here's the reality of how this is working. The banks, this is the last fucking thing they want. It's not like in the US where the banks are like, honestly, it's like Wild West. They're like, cool, go bankrupt. I don't give a shit. Your mortgage is pretty low. I'll sell your house. I'll keep the house. I'll rent it out, whatever. Like the banks are way more capitalistic in the US. The banks in Canada, especially the top five, this is the last thing they want is taking over somebody's house and having to sell it at a massive discount, hiring realtors. They won't do it. Like they literally won't do it. They'll come up with any idea, any strategy, anything they can do to help keep you comfortable, kind of like dying in the hospital, before they want to take your house back. So what they're doing is they're lengthening the amortization. If your amortization is probably at 25 years, but with the variable rate, you know, your payments are going up every month. So what they're doing is, hey, we're going to extend your amortization as long as it needs to extend to make sure that payment is the same that you were paying before. So for a lot of people, their amortization is getting stretched out to like 60 years, 70 years, 80 years. And I just saw one for 90 years. Now, who's the one winning here? Honestly, with these long amortizations at this point, the person is just paying interest only on these payments. None of the payment is going towards the actual principal at this point. So who's winning here? The bank is disguising themselves as this good guy, like we're gonna help you guys out. But they're just keeping all of this money. They're making so much money. And in fact, the top five banks in the last earnings report actually had a blowout quarter and made a ton of money in Canada. The banks are doing just fine, baby. Now, with all of this doom and gloom that we're seeing in the media and all of these videos, I like to talk fucking facts. That's what this channel is all about. The channel is about solutions. So what's actually going on in the data? Yes, a lot of people are hurting. A lot of people are standing on the media. I mean, like, I can't pay my mortgage anymore. But here's the thing. Yes, you can. Canadians are holding up pretty damn good, actually. Now, I'm not saying it's easy. I know the cost of butter and the cost of eggs and meat and all this stuff is up and it's pissing you off, it's pissing me off too. But Canadians are not nearing the point of folding up shop and selling all their fucking houses like a 2008 scenario. Despite what the media is saying, guys, the media thrives on clicks, okay? They only get paid and make money from advertisement when people click on it and consume their content. So would it make sense for them to go, Canadians are hurting, but they're doing just fine? Nobody would watch that or read that article. So they're going to be like, Canadians are going to fucking die next month if Trudeau doesn't change policies or the Tiff McClain doesn't lower rates. Canadians are fucked. Okay, that gets way more eyeballs. So that's why they do that shit. But if you look at the real data, you always want to peel the onion and look at the live data. Canadians are holding up just fine, still based from that giant stimmy package from the pandemic 2020, 2021, where people got paid to stay home and do nothing. Canadians banked that money like crazy, and so did Americans, which is surprising. So you would think the average general public are fucking idiots with their money, because they are. But a lot of people, most people, really saved that money and kept it nice. So they're getting through this storm of the housing crisis. They're paying their mortgage with their HELOC, with the equity they have, or just from cash savings they have from the pandemic. Canadians are actually still doing okay. Now, I know it might not be what you want to hear. I know you are watching videos probably that are like, that's not true. It is true. That's what the banks are showing their books, and they're saying, yes, everybody's making their mortgage payments on fine. I can literally see all their fucking bank accounts, by the way. Like, they have access to all of our bank accounts, so they can see how much savings we have in Canada. The consumer so far is holding up surprisingly well. But the reality is, in the housing market, I'm seeing it firsthand, house prices are starting to trickle down. Some sellers are getting a little desperate. They don't want to extend their amortization to 90 years. They'd rather sell the property and go live somewhere else or rent or whatever. So you, as a real estate investor, if you're watching this video, this is a real estate investing channel, a solutions-based channel. You're likely interested in investing in real estate. What an opportunity for long-term real estate. If you want to own rental properties and you have a plan to hold them 5 to 10 years, like I always talk about, what a time to be buying real estate. Because if you're in the know, if you're watching this channel, you're in the know. We know the Bank of Canada is nearing the end of interest rate hikes, if not at the end. I personally believe they are fucking done, and they're very close to starting to lower rates. Not my prediction. Top economists I follow are saying, dude, Canada is months away from having to lower rates. So we all know where the rates are going. Whether it's a couple of months, we know for sure in 6 to 8 months from now, those fucking things are coming down. And they're going to start coming down just as quickly as they came up. History shows us that. If we look at every single time the feds have raised rates during, times of inflation or recession, when they do start to come down, they come down just as fast as they went up. Every single fucking time. So as a sophisticated investor, we know where rates are going. We know where the economy is going. So if you're buying real estate today with a 5 to 10 year plan, incredible. Because we know there's going to be a run up again. As soon as those rates start coming down, what do you think is going to happen to real estate? That big demand pressure that we had during the pandemic time, that's still there. All the millennials still would love to buy a house. There's enormous demand to buy a home. They just can't, or they're not willing to with these high rates. But when they start coming down, that floodgate is going to open again. And what's going to happen to real estate prices? They're going to go up again. So sophisticated investors are buying now. I'm buying now. It's just I'm not buying in Canada anymore because I think investing in Canada is absolutely dead. So we're investing in Florida and Texas, and the exact same thing will happen there when rates go down. I just believe it's a more stable market. It makes more sense. Taxes are way lower. Cash flow is higher. Landlord-tenant board rules are way better. Anyway, if you want to learn how to invest in US real estate as a Canadian, good for you. I have a course below, an absolutely free course teaching you how to invest in real estate as a Canadian. Check it out. I will see you in the next economic report, fruitful report video, or the next video. See you soon.